let me start this again. My name is Desiree Wells. I was explaining that I didn't have a good child life. My grandmother used to read us the Bible every night, and she was the one that told us that all the people, we were Hebrew Israelites. And I looked at my mom, my grandmother, like she was crazy. I was like, well, my mom, the Jews are already over there. No, they are the fake Jews. We are Hebrew Israelites. I said, okay, I just let my grandmother talk and talk because I love her to death. And as I gotten older, I worked as a CNA for over 24 years. I worked in Pennsylvania, and then I moved up to Washington State with at that time, he was my husband, and I got a divorce. I have 4 children and 5 grandchildren. And when I was working, can't really go into it because it's like litigation. I'm suing. I was lifting a patient with a nurse, and my shoulder, I had a left tear in the rotator's cuff. My neck was messed up, and my lower back. I'm still having pain in my lower back. So I've been out of work because I can't work as a CNA. That really hurted me and stuff. And my ex, you don't do nothing, and you don't do nothing in the house, and you are lazy, and I'm bringing in the money. And I was like, my marriage was just going down the tubes. And I met somebody that makes me very, very happy and everything. So, let me get on to the point. I'm just giving you a little bit about me. Well, as I had time, when I was in my darkest point, I believed that God hated me because, I got injured. I lost my first child, and things that happened to me in my childhood, and that I blamed God for. I was like, you're supposed to be a good God and help and love, and I lost faith. I lost faith from Him. And I believe God does things to you to remember. And when I got injured, I cleaned my house and tried to do all the work that I can, and then my back and my body were hurt. On top of that, I ended up having fibromyalgia and type 2 diabetes. And what happened was I started reading my Bible. And I was looking on YouTube, and something just told me to listen to this Elder Ricochet from GOC, the Gathering of Christ Church. And everything he said, that's what my grandmother used to say to us when she read the Bible. So I started getting really curious, and reading and everything. Started pulling my Bible out, started reading. I read it from Genesis all the way to Revelation. And then I started reading the book of Enoch. Then I started reading my Apocrypha. And then the book of Jasher and the book of Jubilees. And I had a Strong's Concordance. And I had a Tanakh, a Hebrew English Bible, and then I have a Bible, the 16th. Sorry about that. 611 edition of the Holy Bible, King James. So I started reading and listening to these guys, and I was like, wow, my grandmother wasn't lying. I have to apologize to her and tell her I thought she was crazy, but she wasn't. And I started, and I told my grandmother that I'm sorry that I didn't listen to you, but you were telling the truth all along. So, started reading, taking notes down and everything. I'm really trying to find a Hebrew Israelite church for I can learn more. I have aunts that are ministers, and I know, this is a touchy subject here, and I know that women are not supposed to preach, but I would love to look and to be intrigued and just learning about God and about Jesus. The modern day Christians, we came on the ship. We were slaves. There's only certain parts of the Bible that we were supposed to read. And it's just followed down by tradition. And, we didn't know anything because they kept that from us. The Catholics, the Roman Catholics, kept our history books a secret. Now we know that, the book of Enoch, the book of Jasher, and the book of Jubilees, and the Apocrypha, they are in the Bible, but in the part that they had to take it out. They took out the Apocrypha because it showed a lot of stuff that was going to happen now. It is mentioned, the book of Jasher is mentioned in Joshua, and the book of Jubilees is mentioned through the Bible, and the book of Enoch. I'm really seriously trying to find a Hebrew camp to learn more and to be closer to God, because I've been injured for 5 years and went down like that because when I was working, I used to look down at people, used to have the nice clothes, the nice uniforms, had to be name brand. I brought my kids up on that, and God just had to show me material things wasn't it. I had to show her. Show her exactly about that, because I even forgot about God when I was working. I forgot about money, all the things I was saying that, hey, I gotta work to make sure that food is on the table for my kids, and I didn't want my kids taken away from me like I was taken away from my mother, myself, and my sisters. And I did not want that for my children. So, I decided just to come out and talk and get all my emotions opened. I did find another guy that I am getting married to. God put him in my life because I was in a real bad time of my life. I am so surprised. I was thinking about suicide. I was thinking about everything because I could not work anymore. So I found a man. I love him dearly. And he got me out of that and got me thinking. And plus reading the Bible and believing in God and believing in Jesus Christ as your personal Savior, and the blood and the Holy Spirit. And I'm going to show you I'm not fake. I do study. So you see, I do study. I'm not a fake person. Just that I am looking for a church. I want a real church. I want the church to tell us about our history. The Bible is a history for us. We are one of the 12 tribes of Israel. And I'm really looking for a church that can teach me that. I don't want no fake church that's sitting up there, hallelujah, hallelujah, and you have the minister sleeping with everybody and everybody's talking about everybody. Because I was a Baptist, but I don't follow that anymore because that's what it was all about. Dancing, singing, and money, and people talking about people and stuff like that. I did not want that. I did not want that now, because I believe God said, come as you are. Come as you are. And in a lot of churches, they don't approve that. You know, if you see somebody that is struggling and everything else like that, you're supposed to help them. And that's the Christian way. You're not supposed to talk about them. So I got out of being a Baptist. And then when I got married, I turned Catholic and Roman Catholic. My grandmother almost had a heart attack. And every time I saw her, she said, Desiree, please, please, please get out of that religion. Get out of that religion. Get out of the religion of being a Catholic. I became a Catholic because of my ex-husband, because he was Catholic. And raised our kids on it. You know, they went to Catholic school and everything, which, you know, all the stuff that I know now, I wish I didn't go that route. And even putting my children through, you know, Catholic, Roman Catholic Church and stuff. Just a lot of things have been hidden from the 12 tribes of Israel. The Native Americans, the Spanish, the so-called black people, us. It's so much that was hidden from us. I call myself a pre-Constantine Christian, because when the Catholics got into our records, they messed a lot of things up. They gave us pagan holidays like Christmas and Easter and stuff. And when I learned what that was, how that was, I stopped. I stopped doing Easter. I stopped doing Christmas, because that wasn't Jesus's time. And Thanksgiving, I stopped that too, because I finally figured out what Thanksgiving meant. You know, when you were in school, they teach you, okay, the Indians sat down with the Pilgrims, and you know, they had a happy dinner and everything else like that. No, they didn't. There was a lot of Native Americans killed that day, and all the times that I have celebrated that, it makes me sad, because I'm also half Blackfoot and Cherokee on my mom's side. And it makes me sad. And then especially what they did to us and keep on doing to us. the Black American people. We are so important. We are so important. And we got to wake up. We are Judah. We are God's people. We have to wake up. We got to stop hurting each other. We got to get together. We got to stay together. And God just woke me up this morning. I was looking at a minister that lost his faith. And I said, "Ooh, the devil is a mess. The devil is a mess." And I could kind of understand what he was saying, because my oldest daughter, she survived 3 days. She died. I wasn't on no drugs. I never did drugs in my life. Smoked cigarettes a little bit, and I wasn't a drinker. But my aunt, she was doing crack. She was doing everything. And me and her were pregnant at the same time. And my daughter died, and her daughter survived. And I was very angry at God. I was very angry at God, saying, why in the hell? I was so good. I didn't do no drugs. I didn't do anything. And you let my child die. And you decided to keep my aunt's child that did drugs and everything else. And I was so upset. So upset. And my mom sat me down and said, "You know what? God needed Jessica." That was my daughter's name. He knew you were a young mother, that she had so many problems. She had her heart, her tubes were messed up, and she didn't have a spleen, and it's still a touchy subject to me. And then I had my oldest son. I had my son. And then I had 3 more boys. And then I finally got my girl. And I got 5 grandchildren, and I love them to death. But I just wanted to tell everybody, don't lose faith in God, because He wouldn't lose faith in you. Shalom, and have a nice day. And I will be praying for you.